This is a Republic Notice. The title of this Republic Notice is called Behind the Character Assassination of Soul Food. Behind the Character Assassination of Soul Food. What's behind the character assassination of soul food? Let me first say that the propaganda is easily perpetrated because you have so many people, black people, who are so MK Ultra and walk around with dung brain of Babylon. Some of them have degrees, but they have no decree. They have degrees without a decree. And what they do is they go around repeating the same propaganda like dung puppets of the media weaponry. That soul food is killing you, making blanket, slanderous statements like that. Soul food is killing you, and slow food is slave food, and you're killing yourself with this soul food, and it's slave food. And see, they don't have to use anyone else because they know the dung-brained blacks is the first line in their own war against themselves. See, because at the basis of their degree is self-hate because they have no soul fire decree. They have no real soul fire decree for self-preservation or self-defense. So they're nothing but degree dung puppets, pretending intelligence. They come on this internet speaking with so much authority, and they mostly MK Ultra with foundations of self-hate, propaganda puppets of dung mouth intelligence. Now, when I'm talking about soul food, there is many aspects and flavors to understand about this. First of all, soul food, when you understand soul food, a lot of people are asked to describe soul food, and they don't really know how to describe it. Some say it's food from the heart or food from the soul. Well, let me tell you first what it is. It's food processed by the sun. The sun is the solar. The sun is the solar. The soul food comes from the solar. That means yams, beans, pinto, northern beans, corn on the cob, potatoes, green peppers, onions, celery, carrots, soul food, fruits, vegetables, squashes, pumpkin, butternut, soul food, lima beans. These are foods that the sun processes. They grow under the sun as opposed to processed foods. Okay, processed foods are man-made. They try to take what nature has done and put their spin on it and mainly infuse it with different poisons. Soul food is directly from the earth and sun, and it comes from the sun people in North America that navigated the soil and the sun to produce rice crops, kale, cabbage, you name it, turnip greens, all this kind of stuff, cucumbers, zucchini, squashes. Soul food, solar sun, the labor, the land. And this is behind the character assassination because it's a war against the sun. It's a war against the living God, and it's a war against his namesake. Anything that they produce that gives them liberation is something they war against. Soul food is the liberation of black people. It shows them production of the cotton gin, creating smoking meats, learning how to smoke meat, smoke houses. And then the other part of it is where they say it comes from slavery. They're talking about the parts that the masters threw away, which was the pig. They reintroduced the pig to North America because they know the ancient Hebrew Israelites would die before they eat pig. So they felt as though they had them in dire straits. They brought the pig here again, and they threw the most filthiest parts of the pig, like the chitlins, the hog maws, the feet, the ears, the tails, even ox tails. They felt as though it was throwaway. And even all slaves did not eat that. Some of them did risk starvation. They all didn't eat it, like the propaganda says. All of them did not partake. And some of them did partake. And some of them that did partake, when they got better cuts of meat, they weaned themselves off of them. Some of them are still eating pigtails and pig feet today, but that's not the majority. So, and that's not the sole definition of soul food either, because the pig doesn't come from the sun. The pig is a grafted animal of a cat, a rat, and a dog, and that's not from the sun. Soul food comes from the sun, because before they introduced the pig again to North America, blacks was living off of strictly soul food. Beans, yams, greens, collards, cabbage, carrots, and a lot of them ate real good because they ate and they was in the house preparing it. Now notice it is called soul food, not African American food. It's called soul food, but everyone know it's American food and it's rooted in America. Soul food. And it's not called African American. See, that's another thing of being MK Ultra. We are just as much Asiatic as we are African, if not more. We're Judasians, so we are Asiatic. But see, as long as you keep running around in this MK Ultra puppetry, then they're going to identify you as just a derelict that they can F with whenever they want. And this is why they're Fing with soul food and character assassinating soul food. How could the food from the sun, solar food, be killing you? You tell Sean Bell that soul food killed him. Tell Trayvon Martin soul food killed him. And then act like you ain't never. And then tell me you ain't never ate a pizza, a steak, a hamburger from all these foreigners, 14, 15 Chinese joints in your neighborhood. You never been into the hole in the walls. You never ate the garbage McDonald's dishes out, or the other fast food restaurants that's opened up in all their different names, Burger King or whatever. See, if soul food is all we ate, then why are our neighborhoods flooded with every fast food joint and every Chinese joint on the planet? If we wasn't eating it, they wouldn't be there making money. So don't tell that lie about soul food killed you if you got McDonald's and every other kind of Chinese joint on every corner in black neighborhoods. See, because only somebody that's super stupid will believe that, and there's a lot of you that are super stupid. You go around repeating the same line as if you don't eat processed foods, as if you never ate a hoagie, as if you haven't had pizza, hamburger, hot dogs, hot sausage, all this imported shit of people who came in as immigrants who fed you their poisonous ways away from the sun. And so, unless you could say that you lived a life strictly on soul food and never had these things, you better stop being so stupid to follow some white non-pineal gland telling you that soul food killed you. Yeah, you swallowed a whole lot of discrimination in housing. A lot of you homeless. You swallowed a whole bunch of injustice in the justice system. You swallowed a whole bunch of killing of your asses by cops. You're swallowing a whole bunch of high blood pressure from the slave trade. So how's soul food killing you with all these other joints all in your neighborhood smelling and you eating it, making money? If soul food is all you eating, it's killing you. Soul food is the only thing that's killing black folks. Why? Because black folks are still making money on their soul food, on their culinary skills passed on by their ancestors. They still know how to pick it, clean it, and they know how to prepare it better than anyone else on the planet. On the planet. We cook better than anybody else on the planet. I don't care where you go in this world, and you better stay away from all these foreign foods and go back to soul food. And we have economic liberation. You can go to any city, any state, and we have a soul food restaurant there, barbecue pits there, soul food fisheries, everything. And a lot of people don't like us having economic God sovereignty. And so they assassinate soul food because that's one of the few things that we support each other in and have economic sovereignty and liberation like Black Wall Street. Because if you can repeat what we do with food, then watch out. Watch out. Because with food, we are geniuses. And we are the best. We are the best at the craft. And you can go, and I want you to go on the internet, spend a day or two, and just look up all the soul food. Just type in YouTube, soul food in whatever city, in whatever state. Study your culture. Study your ways. See the economic independence you got going on that they trying to slow down. See, they can't replicate what we have. They want to pay for some of our recipes. Even the white people who own barbecue restaurants, they got black people working in them because can't nobody do it like us. Can't nobody do it like us. We was at the forefront in the beginning. It's our culture. It's our ways. It's our creation. It's our culinary skills. We ain't got to go to no school for it. Our grandmothers and great-grandmothers passed down how to do it. We don't need their formal training. We open restaurants and we keep them going and we are successful. It's plenty black women who run in their restaurant and plenty black men. Now I left a couple links of some historical pieces that I want you to look at, but I want you to have an exercise in liberation because most of you are sitting up there, you're incarcerated by information. You're incarcerated by information and you're too dung-brained to know what liberation is. And so these sock puppets who carry dung in their brain repeat what they heard about slave food. Now some of us still may eat pig feet, but I ain't never ate them. I ain't never ate chitlins. The first time I smelled them was at Christmas when I was a baby, 6 years old. I started crying because I thought it was the end of the world. These things stink so bad. And I said, this is the worst Christmas. I ain't never touch it, even though some family members ate it. And a lot of soul food places don't sell pork at all. The law of Leviticus says we're not supposed to eat pig, or we're not supposed to be eating lobster, shrimp, crabs, or even catfish, none of this stuff. So you have to have a choice. You have to have a choice, and you have to make it up in your mind. But nevertheless, black restaurants are thriving. They are thriving. Everyone is coming and going back to soul food. All them other ones who made their mark in this country, they made their mark, but we going back to soul food. Soul food is the real food. And those who eat pizza and then have all these pizza parlors and then try to say soul food fat is killing you when all this pizza cheese is just globs and globs of cholesterol sitting right on your heart artery. I mean, this is really stupid. But we even got our own soul food pizza pies where it's not all that heart clogging Okay, so I'm saying we got Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. Gladys Knight have a joint in Atlanta where she do chicken and waffles. And see, we even got black men with white women who have a place. And you can see the ones who got a white woman, they don't know how to run it, and neither do their white woman. Their portions are wrong, their whole setup is wrong because they are not soulful, okay? And Gladys Knight's son run one under her name, and they're thriving. But I just want you to understand that he got children by a white woman. So when he planned on transferring it, he's planning on transferring it to his incorporate doctrines. If the Winan brother, one of the Winan brothers in business with him, as long as he maintained constitutionality, he'll have the upper hand over Gladys Knight's son in her waffles and chicken joint with one of the Winan brothers' name. So I just want you to do this exercise in liberation. Bring your head out of all this saturation of information incarceration, because you're still being locked up, you're still being shot, and you had all the information before, but that didn't stop you from falling into slavery, because having information and knowledge is not the same as having the sense of liberation. And this is what you're lacking. That's why you can hear me and you can just jump all around. After you hear me, you should leave most other videos alone. Now, I'm not saying that because I think too much of myself. I'm saying that because you think too little of yourself. Okay? So you think you got time to jump in and out of all this information. You have history information before. I mean, you had it before and you still went into 400 and 500 years of slavery. And right now, you're in slavery, but you don't know it. Harriet Tubman could have freed a lot if they knew they were in slavery. Sitting at that computer, you are so MK'd, altered, and dung-braid, because that's what you're giving yourself, a cyber world. Meanwhile, war is going on. And one of these aspects of war is attacking our food, because the food connects us with the land, and the land connects us with the Constitution, and the Constitution connects us with our supreme contractual power, and the food connects us with economic independence of liberation. So that's the assassination attempt behind that. It's to assassinate us from the land and the culture and the identification of us having Americanism. Soul food is Americanism, and everybody know it's black. This is Mary Omri from the House of King David. Stay with a couple of my videos if you want to, that I have listed down there in the description, of a couple people who I want to present and find out how to make some cherry yum yum. In one of the videos towards the end, it teaches you how to make cherry yum yum, but this white woman is presenting this historical soul restaurant, so I want you to see that. This is Mary Omri from the House of King David, and go to any city, state, start with some southern ones, and YouTube soul food restaurant. Look up Priscilla's in Chicago, because she was featured as one of the best. We got them all over the place. We got them all over the place. And they scared we're going to build up enough of Wall Street to replicate this in healthcare, education, and everything. This is Mary Omri from House King David. Shalom.